Louis apparently trying to ignite some sort of cross-state rivalry. A fellow named Yael Abu-Halka writes columns and editorials for the Kansas City Star. Now, that's a pretty good newspaper, and he's a pretty good writer. But look, like all of us, he's going to get lazy sometimes. You know, like when you were in school and you had to write a paper, but you weren't really feeling it, so you'd turn out some compare and contrast piece of garbage. You know, Athens versus Sparta, comparing Lincoln to George Washington, that sort of thing. Abu-Halka had a deadline this week, so he filled it with a column comparing Kansas City and St. Louis. The headline, Kansas City keeps rising while St. Louis keeps falling. His main point seems to be that St. Louis is an unhealthy, dangerous, dying city, while Kansas City, well, it isn't. He even breathlessly points to Kansas City having more residents than St. Louis. Does that include cows and chickens? I ask because Kansas City covers an area that's roughly 5 times the area covered by the city of St. Louis, some 315 square miles. So they've got a bigger population, but it seems a lot of that population increase might have been achieved by annexing farms and chicken coops in every direction. So Kansas City has used this to jump past St. Louis to become a global economic powerhouse, sort of the Hong Kong of the Great Plains. Abu-Halka points out St. Louis had a population of almost 900,000 in 1950, like he just found this out. I know the Pony Express was discontinued, but I didn't think it took that long for news to travel west. He concludes that Kansas City is growing and thriving, and St. Louis is one step away from being Atlantis and vanishing underneath the Mississippi River forever. So Abu-Halka's KC versus STL shtick seems to be trying to fuel a cross-state rivalry. Yale, buddy, check it out. We have a rivalry in this town with a few people over a few things. Detroit in hockey, Chicago in baseball, New Orleans when it comes to murders. Kansas City, not so much. I'm Charles Jaco, and that's Jacology.